Okay, back just after a 10-second break. In the last video, we took a look at the first place winner of the EOS Global Hackathon at Sydney. In this video, we're going to take a look at the second place project, which is Green Keep, and is led by Alexandra Rybaku, and he's also from Australia. And his project was Green Keep. Adapt allows farmers, suppliers, and consumers to record, decentralize, and verify the provenance of food produce. So kind of a supply chain project, which is interesting. We haven't seen too many of those on EOS. I know there are specific blockchains out there, like VeChain, that aims to do supply chain management, and some people are trying to do it on top of Ethereum. But we haven't seen any project coming out of EOS so far. So it'll be interesting to see how their model will be different from the VeChain and the Ethereum model, both of which I have to admit not too familiar. But here's the picture video. Let's take a look at it. Turn down the volume a little bit.
3 minutes on the clock. Go.
All right. So the problem is that our population grows by 1.14% every single year. Our global food yield increases by 2% every year. We have never had such unparalleled access to food in human history than now. So why are we still starving? Why do we waste 1/3 of the global food yield every year? That's 1.3 billion tons of food going to waste. And how do we empower the individual to make an impact on such a global problem? Well, we hope to answer that by the end of our speech. So, think of me as an organic farmer. I have a farm. I already have collection points throughout my farm to scan smart ID tags and push that information into the blockchain. So we're going to simulate the collection point on the left phone here. Cool. So just imagine that this was a batch of livestock that went through a collection point and all the ID tags were scanned. So now, as a potential client, I can load up the dApp on the right screen, and I can fetch all that relevant biometric data that I need to make an informed purchase. So already you can see the batch size, the batch date, the location, the distance that the cow has walked every day, the weight, ages, and so forth. So as a supplier, I'll be looking for different data than someone who's going to a restaurant to consume. However, in our app, all of it is there. So in terms of the middlemen, so exporters, importers, suppliers, and restaurants, they'll be able to see clearly everyone around them that is producing what they need, and they can order it. So they are no longer restricted to what is locally grown around them. In terms of clients and customers, when you go to an organic restaurant, there's always going to be a fear that what you're buying is not as it is described. Have you ever went to Coles and bought free-range eggs and just be like, this is probably caged? Yeah. So restaurants suffer that too. So, and how this works is it's going to be impacting threefold, both in the production capacity, the consumption capacity, and middlemen. And what we aim to do is make it more efficient, reduce costs, keep food low, so that a growing middle class can be able to afford organic, fresh food and not have to price everyone else and not being able to afford it. Okay, I'll go on for like 10 more seconds. Yeah,
10-second warning.
Yeah, thank you.
Give it up! That's a way to end a pitch.
Okay, so he finished his pitch much earlier than most people. And he did find the time to demonstrate his product. The first thing I want to say is impact. He outlined it very well, the impact that his application could have on the challenge, which is we have all this excess food, but it's all going to waste, and we're a large population on the planet is still starving. So he then transitioned to actually collecting data on each of the farmers that are growing these produce or growing meat on their farm, which was actually an interesting transition that I didn't catch, but it was kind of subtle. I didn't. I'm not sure exactly how that would solve the the problem of excessive waste. I feel like it does feel like that's more about ensuring your food is what it say it is advertised as. It is what it as advertised. So that's interesting. But let's hear what the judges have to say.
Judges, 2 minutes back for you for questions.
From a scaling point of view, obviously it'll start off envisages a very niche market. Where do you see the way to be able to scale this into a truly massive global business?
Yeah, okay. So right now, with our smart ID tags, an example that we gave is very applicable to like livestock, but it just doesn't stop there. All relevant information such as like water usage, power usage, soil fertility, it's all being stored on the blockchain. And not just for animals, can be horticultural, arable land, fisheries, and so forth. So not only can businesses who are purchasing this make informed decisions, regulatory bodies who are in charge of enforcing environmental laws can see clearly all the data of not only small and medium farms, but the large international conglomerations.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. In terms of you mentioning about how you collect the data and everything, so but what is it actually your business model? How actually you're going to offer to accept the data collection?
Okay, so right now in agricultural technology and smart farms, the infrastructure is already there. There is multiple automated systems such as robots and scanners and even drones that collect not only
45-second warning.
Not only numerical data, but human generated data. So what this does is that we're going to be able to act as a repository for data, and we can continue as a software as a service to farms, also as a big data repository for economic modelers and, as I said, environmental companies. So all the infrastructure is just there. We're literally just collecting it all, putting it onto the blockchain instead of separated into proprietary servers. And this way, everybody has access to it. It is immutable. It is open forever. No one can tamper with this information.
Thank you.
And with that, give it up one more.
Okay, so that was some pretty great answers to the questions. So, yeah, so the question was, starting from backwards again, the business model of their project, which is to basically sell the data. And then about the scalability of the project. He say we obviously starting with livestock and then expand into other areas of other areas of products. So if I have to give impact, they got 4. They got perfect score. Scalability, I think 3 at most. Creativity, I would give that a 2 actually. Yeah, I don't think that was it's an idea that has been attempted with various different blockchains, so it's not anything spectacularly new. And as for utilization, I'll give that a 3. So that'd be 3, 2, 4, 3. So that's what, 12. In the previous project, I gave 4, 4, 3, 2, I think. So that would be 13. So 12 and 13. This project's 12. So yeah, this is I don't know. This hackathon's throwing me off because it's so unlike, the winners are so unlike traditional hackathons. I've been to few blockchain hackathons, Bitcoin and Ethereum in specific. Where again the focus on very, very technical solutions. This hackathon is different. EOS hackathons, even compared to the last hackathon, where the winners were less focused on the fundamental technology, but this one is just this is directly, like, any of these projects could become a mobile application tomorrow. Well, we haven't seen the last one yet, but that's the trend I'm seeing so far, and I think that's one of the reasons why. And I think part of it has to do with EOS IO wanting to rush out their first wallet on mobile. They did not. They do not want to focus on. They do not want developers focus on the baseline technology. They want them to focus on building applications that people will actually use. So that's the theme here, and we have one more coming up. So stay tuned for the next video.